Acclaimed Home Warranty gives you peace of mind knowing that the major systems and appliances in your home are covered against unexpected breakage and costly repairs. So you can enjoy what you love doing because our coverage options and easy process take the hassle out of finding quality contractors. When your covered items break and you need service fast, Acclaimed Home Warranty is here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. For a free, no-hassle quote, go online to acclaimedhw.com.
Owning a home is the American dream. I love my job because I get to help people buy, sell, and improve that American dream. Follow me this week as we explore exciting new trends in Utah's real estate.
So Doug, I know you've done a ton of pools here in Utah. Have you ever come across a challenging situation where you may not have been able to fit a pool in?
Yes, there has been quite a few of those. This was one of them here. Josh and Hillary called us out because they love this house, they love this lot and the views it has. They just wanted a pool and a spa.
But it had like a steep drop off, right?
Right, it was very steep off the back porch here. There was nowhere to put a pool technically.
Yeah.
So we brought in our design team and utilized Brandon from Loft 64. He did up a design which was very fantastic, and my landscaper, wall builder, Innovative Excavating, Jess took care of this wall, which created all this space here, and we were able to fill it back up and dig out the pool.
Well, it turned out beautiful. Tell me about a little bit about what you guys did here.
When we first sat down with Josh and Hillary on this project, they were interested in a more modern look than the classic style pool with the white plaster and the coping stones and such. And so what we came up with for them was an exposed aggregate, a black exposed aggregate, which makes the pool reflect really well and also makes the water a more deep, dark blue, a lagoon blue, which people like.
Yeah.
And
it looked like a resort.
yeah, and they wanted some area to entertain, so we added a pergola back there, a couple of gas fireplaces for them, and basically just made this area really inviting and a good place to entertain.
Well, Doug, this is really enlightening because I've come across a situation where I've taken buyers out to houses and they've looked at it and said, well, it doesn't fit our needs because we want to have a pool, and this is great.
Yeah, this is actually what we specialize in, the challenging builds, situations like this where there was no backyard, and rather than have it look like your standard condominium complex pool out in the middle of a flat.
It's a great time to go look at Park City real estate, and I got one of the pros up there. I got Tom Peak here, and Tom, this is an incredible property. Tell me a little bit about this.
This home is in the Colony on Another World ski run, so direct ski in, ski out off Another World and Rhapsody, designed by Peter Penoyer, famous New York City architect. Does a lot of classic homes. You'll see that this is more of a classic than what you'd expect in Park City maybe.
Yeah, and so tell me exactly where in Park City this one's located.
This one is in the Colony. The Colony is in the area where the canyons and the Park City Mountain Resort combine to create the largest ski area.
Yeah.
And it's right in the middle, so it's accessible to both sides.
And those just recently combined, and so now this is a really big deal now, right?
Yeah, it's Vail's new big, the cherry on the top of the cake.
Yeah, okay, good.
So obviously this thing is, they've put a lot of money into it, a lot of detail work. Tell me a little bit about the things that they were thinking as they were putting this home together.
Well, what you'll notice in here is all the paneling. The walls are all paneled ceilings, coffered ceilings. All of that is white oak. So where you see, normally you wouldn't expect someone to use white oak and then paint over it as they have throughout this home. And then it's all done in Faro and Ball paint, which is very expensive finishes.
As it should be, but it really stands out. It's absolutely beautiful.
It does. Classic kitchen. It connects to a 2-bedroom apartment that is off of the kitchen with a separate entry for a nanny or a mother-in-law or guests.
Yeah, I love all that lighting. They did a really nice job. Just, it's really clean and very bright.
It
you know,
is.
But it's not over the top bright. You know, like the classic white. It's bringing in kind of more the warms and bright somehow.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
very
lot of
inviting.
outside light. In the wintertime with the snow out there, it's really exceptional. It's, as you can see, just a lot of light. This was shot in the afternoon, so you can see the light coming in from a little bit more the west side of the home. But it's all of the best finishes that you could imagine in a classic home like this.
Now, it's obviously beautifully detailed with all this furniture and stuff. Is this going to be included in the sale, or are these going to be personal property?
This would be included in the sale. The plan was to set the home up the way it should be, and they'll move on to their next home and furnish it the way they'd like to furnish that home.
Yeah, and that's appropriate, because you can't take this style of furniture and really probably make it work in another house. So that's great. So let's talk about price on this. What are we looking at?
This is $6,995,000, which is a price that is probably the lowest per square foot in the colony. And this is a home that is probably one of the highest per square foot to construct, just because of all the paneling we're looking at here is all the white oak and throughout the whole home.
So yeah, this then would be considered a value then.
Yes, it would be considered a value. It would be relative to the market there for sure.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So it looks like we're heading upstairs here. What are we going to see up there?
Well, once you get upstairs, there's a really fun big, right here as you would enter here, is a big bunk room. It's in the coolest color of blue. It's kind of a powdery sky blue, and just a gorgeous room. Kids would love that, as you can imagine. It's got 2 bathrooms that come off of it, so the boys and girls each have their own bathroom. And as you see here, great view off to the north.
Yeah, you can see all those beautiful trees out
Right,
there. They're
yeah.
just nestled right
It
in there.
is right in the trees. It is right in the trees with 2 runs, ski runs on either side, and also the Mid-Mountain Trail, which is a famous, one of our Mountain Trails Foundation big epic trails in Park City.
Wow, they really put it in on this home. And so, gosh, so all the decorating and everything is all involved in this. What are we looking at here?
This is a little office, kind of a TV den. If you look at the walls, that's the clear oak that was used everywhere in the house. Now, everywhere else, it would have been painted. So you can see how beautiful it is. It was it was actually waxed in that room. So beautiful job there. This is all the master level, that little den, the office, the master bedroom, his and hers bathrooms is all on the master level of the home. That's a great spot to sit and watch the sunset. Sunrises on that side also.
It's beautiful. So is this the master suite then?
This is the master suite.
Yeah, very, very beautiful.
Very large also, a lot of elbow room in there. That's his bath and her bath. This was built by Charlie and Mary Windsor, who are locally Park City famous. Charlie was responsible for the construction of a lot of the venues for the Olympics, but built this and really, you can just see the level of detail. He's very proud of this home.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be proud of. He did a spectacular job here. And so I assume this is going to be one of the guest suites here.
This is actually in the 2-bedroom apartment that's adjacent. It's got that great window bed with a great view. This is going down to the ski room, a couple of wine lockers. So this is the ski room directly out there is where you ski in and out. You just click on your skis right outside that door and off you go.
And off you go.
And you come in, click them off, and you're home.
Yeah. That's great. So Tom, this is absolutely spectacular, and I just love that we got a couple shots here of what it would look like as you're flying by and looking at the winner. If somebody wanted to contact you and wanted more information about this, how would they reach you?
Well, you'd contact us, Tom Peak and Kevin Murray, at 435-645-5811, or Tom at tompeakparkcity.com.
Zippy Shell of Utah has a new and innovative solution for your storage needs. We offer convenient, secure storage that is less work for you. We bring a storage container to your house for you to load. Once it's loaded, we'll pick it up and store it at our climate-controlled warehouse. When you're ready, we return the container to your house to unload. Right now, we are offering a storage special for only $99 a month. Please call us with any of your storage needs.
Acclaimed Home Warranty gives you peace of mind knowing that the major systems and appliances in your home are covered against unexpected breakage and costly repairs, so you can enjoy what you love doing because our coverage options and easy process take the hassle out of finding quality contractors. When your covered items break and you need service fast, Acclaimed Home Warranty is here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. For a free, no-hassle quote, go online to acclaimedhw.com.
So Julie, one of the problems I've been running into is these buyers are going into this computer underwriting and they're getting rejected, and then they feel like they can't get a deal done. What do you guys do in that situation?
Well, in that situation, we go one step further and we have a manual underwrite. We don't just use the industry standard for an automated underwriter. We give it to one of our individuals and they can dig deep into that file, and we're giving more options for more buyers, getting more people qualified to buy homes.
That's great, because the computer kind of looks at it black and white, but when you actually put it in front of an actual processor, they can look at, oh, I can see why that makes sense, right?
Yes, and our underwriters, some lenders will have a hard stop. For example, if your credit score is only 620, it might eliminate you from the buying pool, but not in our case. We can go in and go beyond that. We don't have a hard stop just at a 620 credit score. So it does open up the market for a lot more buyers. In fact, people that have been denied other places, we're able to take care of.
That's awesome. And then the other thing I notice is when sometimes these lenders are trying to sell it to somebody else, so they do underwriting for themselves, and then when they're going to sell it to somebody else, they have their own underwriting, and then sometimes it'll mess the whole deal up.
And it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
The other thing that's frustrating is people don't know that they don't like that their loan is being sold off over and over again. We retain servicing on that. When we originate the loan, most of our loans are going to be New Penn Financial is who you're going to be paying for the life of your loan.
Which is nice. So they get the added benefit. They don't have to go through that double underwriting, and then they know exactly who they're going to be paying long term.
You bet, and we love that.
So Julie, for this one, we're also up in Heber, and this is kind of interesting because last weekend I went up to Daniel Summit. I've always driven by Daniel Summit, okay, and that's right across the street. This one's right at the top of the hill, just as you're heading up to Strawberry, and I've always driven right past this. And Daniel Summit and Daniel Lodge is right there, and it's it's a spectacular area. But I've always driven past and gone right to Strawberry. That's usually kind of my interest. But I stopped at the lodge there. We rented some four-wheelers, and we had such a good time. And we rented these four-wheelers, went all up in the mountains right here, and I was looking across as I came back. So we had kind of dinner there at their little lodge, at the little cafe, and I was looking over the property thinking, man, my gosh, that house has been on the show before. We should probably show it again because I don't know if I really appreciated. There's Daniel Summit right there. There's the lodge right there, and right next to it, it's got the little cafe, and it's got a place this is a year-round type of thing. They've got that national forest right there, and it just opens up, and they're just the funnest roads to go four-wheeling and to go snowmobiling, and you can use something like this. I mean, you can use this all the time. And here's this beautiful property. And you're not going to find anything else like this in the state of Utah.
I mean, this is
just magnificent, and
Somebody-
it's not far off the beaten path. You know, it didn't take you that long to get up there.
No, which is
you
great.
forget how quick it is to get there.
They consider it Heber, but man, you want to talk about the outskirts of Heber. I mean, you're right by Strawberry Reservoir here.
Yeah.
And so this, as you can see, sometimes they play like they're log homes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because that's how you normally build them, because you can't afford to build real log homes. And if you build a massive, big log home, you get into some expense, because you're not talking about price per square foot. You're talking logs per square foot, and logs are expensive. And then to have to move them around, and this is a really, really unique opportunity. You just don't see this.
And being in a log home like that, you get the feeling of the growth and how long these trees have been there, and it just gives you a certain feeling to be in a real log home.
Yeah, there's something to it, right?
Yeah, there really is.
This would be like if you had like a big family and you wanted to have everybody over, you're looking at almost 10,000 square feet in this log home.
Oh my goodness, that's huge.
It's 9106 with 7 bedrooms, 5 full, and 2 3/4 baths. So that's like 7 bedrooms, 7 baths. It's on just about an acre of property. It's got an 8-car garage. And as you can see, they didn't lose the style as they went around this thing. I mean, they just kept that kind of wood style everywhere they went.
Yeah. It's just beautiful and it just feels so inviting and you could just be grounded and relax and just rejuvenate yourself there.
Yeah, and of course they've got these beautiful fireplaces everywhere. And this, the folks that own this property, man, I just don't know. They don't need this much property. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what I would do with it, but for somebody, it's just a unique opportunity. I mean, I don't know where else you're going to go and find something that's that big and so
people go all
unique.
over the world to go on vacation, and where will you need to go? Because you can come there and just recenter yourself in such a beautiful setting, and go out for a hike and ride horses or ride recreational vehicles around and go fishing.
And the cool thing is that it's got some of the best fishing in all of Utah is right up there at Strawberry.
You bet.
I mean, they've got kokanee salmon that run up the stream, and then you've got right across the street, you've got, even off this property, but if you want to go rent it, if you don't want to own it, or let's say you own your own, but then you have some family friends that come over, you just go grab a couple extras right across the street. Then you can go, enjoy the mountain, together. You don't have to have 10 snowmobiles, but you can have 10 snowmobiles, right?
Yeah, you can.
This is perfect, or you can do a 4-wheel-in. So we rented one of these Razor scooters. Have you ever had one of those?
Yeah, those are a blast.
So we got a little 2-seater one that was 1,000 cc and had the suspension in it. I'm telling you, I was going about 50 miles an hour through these trails back there. I mean, the thing was just turning on a dime, and you didn't have to worry about the thing bottoming out. It was so much fun. I've never done that before.
Well, look at all the energy it gave you, too.
Yeah.
This is a great retreat.
Man, I was thinking, man, maybe we should just go stay at the lodge right across the street. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because this was, and it kind of inspired me. So this week when I was thinking, what are we going to have on the show this week? You know what? We gotta have that cabin on. We haven't had that on the show in forever, and look at those mountains. They're just absolutely beautiful.
And that road is always kept clear year round.
That's right.
So you're always going to have access. You don't have to go a couple of miles up that are not plowed.
Because that's one of the problems with one of these cabins. They're normally tucked back in, and you have to find a way to get to there.
Right.
This one's easily accessible. There's the home theater, as you can see, even down in which would be considered actually the lower level. They don't actually have a basement. This would be the lower level. You'll notice you access and most of the stuff on the main floor. So theoretically, you could think of this thing as 3 stories tall. Nice. Yeah, and then it has a big, the garage. Look at the size of this.
Oh, that is great.
This is an 8-car garage.
You can put a lot of toys in that garage.
Yeah, and so if you wanted to put, if you had snowmobiles, you had 4-wheelers, whatever you wouldn't struggle for a place to put them. That's for sure. Jay Deere here with Real Estate Essentials. Have you ever been driving through a neighborhood and just died to know how much those houses cost?
Well, just download Real Estate Essentials' new free app. It uses your phone's GPS to track your location, and then it uses a multiple listing service to give you all the details. All you need to do is text RE-UTAH to 32323, and be sure to tune into Real Estate Essentials every Sunday afternoon at 4:30, only on ABC4, good for Utah.
Well, we've been thinking about it, and we're just not sure.
I understand.
We've never sold a house before.
I'll walk you guys through every step.
So if we sell, do you think we can swing it?
Well, I have the numbers right here, and based on the comps that I found, the timing is perfect. There are a lot of buyers for a house like yours.
It's good to know.
I'm so excited.
Okay, Julie, for this one, we're going to be heading on to Smithfield, which is, of course, northern Utah, and take a look at this absolutely beautiful Georgian home sitting on 2.5 acres and right in the beautiful, if you want to be away from it, but still have neighbors, because on the other side of the street, you've still got neighbors, which is really nice. But look at all the farmland and just spectacular, right?
Oh, I just think this is a magnificent home. I just love the setting it's in. It's close enough to the city, it's far enough away to be country. It's just beautiful.
Now look at the stream that wraps around the property. You can see it comes in on the back part of the, around the back. It literally wraps around the property, and as you get to the north side of the property there, they've got some land. And this seller also owns that parcel of land. We haven't figured in into this price that we're talking about, that $745, it's not figured in. But that property to the north, I mean, if somebody wanted to have some farmland, they want to have their house and some farmland, or they want to build another home, they could do that. And here you got the classic Georgian. As we walk up to the front of it, it's the mirror image, just the perfect, you know, photocopy. And this is way back in our history, the colonial history of our, you know, our style of building those houses,
Well,
right?
that's probably why I used the red brick with that too.
That's right. Yeah, it's perfect in style. And so as
is.
they designed the house out, they built it from the outside and then fixed it to the inside. And this particular seller was the builder. And there's nothing better than buying a house that the builder built, because they do all the upgrades and all the really nice stuff. And he didn't spare any expense. And they really, you know, if you want a builder to pay attention to all the details and really make a beautiful home, buy their home, because those are the ones that really pay attention to, right?
And you can see the detailed trimming around the doorways and the windows. The trim is that they've put in is just so detailed and so exact.
Yeah, and so now take a look at the brick behind here. Normally you see a faux brick in this situation, not in this case. They actually took a real brick and they cut them in half so they weren't as deep, so they could still save the area so it wasn't pushing into the kitchen, but they could have real brick back there, which goes right along again with that kind of Georgian style.
Yeah.
And of course the granite countertops were spectacular, and the cabinet work that they put in here, that just, it didn't spare any expense.
Well, and that dark and light contrast are just so stunning. But with that recessed lighting, you're always going to have a cheery day in this kitchen.
Yeah, so nice. And it wraps around perfectly. And, you know, of course they put all the amenities in. And here's the little, just off of there, here's your laundry area. It just walks through, right? It's just beautiful, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, take a look at the master. Again, it's on the main floor, and look at that ceiling.
That ceiling's amazing.
It really is. I mean, it pops, just absolutely stunning. And, you know, I'm blessed, you know, I like to show off, you know, when you're selling real estate, there's some people that live in houses, there's some people that love houses. One of the cool things about what I do with the TV show is I get to show off these houses that people love. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
The people that this is serious to them. Do you know what I mean? And this is one of those properties.
I love this vanity.
Isn't that so nice?
Seldom you ever get to see a place where a woman can sit down and put her makeup on and be separate from everything else. So that's wonderful.
And they were thinking ahead on this one. That closet down there actually has the option where they can push into this room right there. And so in the future, they were actually, in this situation they were using because they had a young child, but in the future they made it, they could knock that wall in and make one of those
those closets, and we could even finish, because he's a builder, right? Which wouldn't be hard to do at all.
Yeah, that's right.
If you wanted to have one of those closets that you see on television, it'd be really easy to do here.
Well, and like it is now, you can just hide away with the little, with your laptop when you just want to hide away from the rest of the activities.
Now heading upstairs, you can see the balusters and everything that they put in here. Lots of nice open space, family space, but still open, and lots of windows, which is so nice. And the kids' rooms are just decorated just adorably. Okay, so Julie, we're going to be looking kind of in that jumbo price range. Let's talk a little bit about financing, because we haven't done that too much. So at about $745,000, tell me what we'd be looking at.
We've got all kinds of options in our jumbo pricing that are tailored to so many different needs for our buyers these days. We've got some that even can help self-employed people to use their bank statements instead of their tax returns, and that's been very popular. We use that quite often. We have 85%, you can get into this home with as little as 15% down and avoid mortgage insurance completely.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And that's really changed a lot over the few years. Let's take a look at the outside here. Obviously, finance is really important, but take a look at your grounds. You're looking on 2.5 acres, and they've got this really unique area where they've got their little play set on the back corner, and they've got a little bridge to go to. It's so cute, right?
This is just great.
And look at those beautiful mountains, and there's a good angle. The neighbor over there actually does ice skating in the winter on their little pond right there.
Wonderful.